Okay, so the latest Man City transfer news. Going to discuss three names. Two of those keep repeating themselves. Leroy Sane, new news on that potential transfer. Harry Maguire, centre half. And also the new Messi wonder kid, Thiago Almada, who I did a video on a few days ago. If you haven't watched that, just have a quick look, and there's a bit more detail about him. Now, it's quite interesting because everyone's saying Leroy Sane is going nowhere, Harry Maguire is going to Man United. Yet when you listen to Pep Guardiola in the conference before the final, the Asia Trophy final against Wolves, you know, he's talking still about potential transfers in and transfers out. And to quote Pep Guardiola, he said, "We are so happy with the squad we have. I don't know what is going to happen until the end of the market. I don't know if players are going to leave or players are going to come." Now, so far, he's got Rodri obviously in from Atletico Madrid, Angelino, fullback in from PSV, returning from PSV, and Zach Steffen, the goalkeeper from Columbus Crew. So that's his activity so far. But there's still big question marks over one, that centre-half position, and two, Leroy Sane coming or going. So we'll have a look at Harry Maguire in the centre-back position. Now, when he was asked in the press conference about just three centre-backs, and obviously his younger centre-backs, and transfers in for that position, Vincent Kompany leaving, he said, "There is a chance, but I don't know if it is possible. If not, we have three incredible centre-backs." And he mentioned, you know, I talked about it a lot in a video a couple of weeks ago, and Fernandinho can play in that position also. We will see. But he's saying there is a chance. Now, everybody is talking about Harry Maguire going to Man United, and there's so much press and reports out there. But if you listen to what Brendan Rodgers had to say earlier on in the week, he said they'd had two bids in for Harry Maguire, and everybody accepted that it was Man United bidding and then bidding a higher one. And I'm not over comfortable with that point of view. I think that one of those is Man City's bids, and I think that is a deal that could still yet happen. I think Pep Guardiola is having a look at what he's got and seeing how they perform in pre-season. And, you know, he's got obviously an offer by the looks of it, I think, on the table for Harry Maguire. And it's just really waiting for Harry Maguire to say to Leicester, "I want a transfer," and put it formally in as a transfer request. And then that does put pressure on Leicester to start negotiating, because until a player actually formally says, "I want to leave," then, you know, Leicester are going to put the price tag up here. The moment he says, "I don't want to play for you anymore, I want to move," that's when a player hasn't got 100% commitment to the club. And it's generally seen, you know, there's so many examples of it. When a player wants to leave, then generally they are allowed to leave. And the sort of negotiation power tends to shift slightly in favour of the buying club and away from the selling club. So I think at the moment Pep Guardiola is probably just keeping his powder dry a little bit. He's probably expressed his interest. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those offers or bids isn't from Man City, and he's just waiting to see, one, Harry Maguire put that formal transfer request in, and two, just having a good look at what he's got in pre-season before what he would have to do is make a big outlay to get him. You know, I think he would like him for more like 60-70 million. Leicester want 90 million. I suspect he'll probably go for somewhere 75-80 million. And I can still see that transfer coming to Man City, despite what a lot of people think is you know, a player that is not really needed or wanted. I still think he's be a terrific signing for Man City. So that's Harry Maguire. So don't be surprised to see something happen on that, because I think he's obviously saying there is a chance, but I don't know if it is possible. So he's obviously got his eye on a player, and there's obviously work being done on that. Now, Leroy Sane, there's a lot being said about him going to Bayern Munich, not going to Bayern Munich. And again, Pep Guardiola, you know, he's been quite honest. He said earlier in the week, Sane could leave if not happy. I suspect if Leroy Sane actually comes out and says, "I'm not happy, I want to move," Man City will sell him I suspect, for 90 million. There's talk that Bayern Munich have already bid 70 million. We don't know whether that's true or not. But again, you know, if he wants to leave and expresses that publicly and formally to the club, then you've got that situation where, you know, you could come to a mid-range price. It's not a player I think they want to lose, but Leroy Sane has not come out and formally said, I want to stay at Man City, I want to extend my contract. I think he's got 2 years left on it. And while he hasn't done that, and Pep Guardiola is taking questions on a press conference about him, I'd be amazed if there isn't further to come on Leroy Sane. So that's that one. The final one is Thiago Almada. Now, I did a video a few days ago on him. He's the new Messi, has been labelled, and you know, when you have a look at him, I did a video on him and a bit of a profile on him, and you know, this kid, he's young, he's 18 years old, so you know, don't get overexcited. He's not a kid that's going to come and straight into the Man City Premier League team and you know, start scoring 30 goals in a season. The plan for him, I believe, is that Man City will sign him, or Sporting will sign him with Man City's help. He'll go on loan, obviously, or an informal loan to Sporting Lisbon, with the view that Man City will have the option to take him back to City, potentially in a year, 2 years, see how he develops, etc. Now, I think if that one goes through, it could be a terrific signing for a couple of years down the line. And you know, if he continues to develop as he has, he is going to be some wonder kid. He's absolutely phenomenal, and he's got the work ethic, and he's got the determination. He comes, I think I mentioned in the last video, he comes from a very poor area of Buenos Aires, same area as Carlos Tevez, and this lad wants to make it. So you know, he's got all the qualities there, and he's head and shoulders above other kids his age over at in Argentina. He played for a club, Vélez Sarsfield. Now, they don't really want to sell him, but I think they know that he's going to be moving on to pastures new. So it's all about the price. And interestingly enough, Thiago Almada's representative or agent has posted a picture on social media of him and Pep Guardiola together. So a little bit stirring the pot a little bit there, in terms of almost trying to imply that the deal's done and put pressure on to Vélez Sarsfield to sell that. It's since been deleted apparently off social media, but it pretty much looks like that one's coming, and again, it's one for the future, but really, really exciting. So there we have it. So Pep Guardiola is saying, you know, there is a chance on signings, but I don't know if it is possible. He's talking about potentially people coming and going. And you know, there's no secret that centre half spot is one that has always been up near the top of the list, and Leroy Sane has always been near the top of the list for going. So we'll keep an eye on any news we hear on that, let you know. Obviously, if you like the videos, like the channel, appreciate any support you give in terms of liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and we'll let you know as soon as we hear anything on all those three players. Thanks again for watching.